Today is finally the day I have had enough. So now I've got this mess going on in the kitchen. So one of the things that I love this fantastic Samsung, okay, Samsung up here, there it is. It's hard to do things backwards. Got the Samsung fridge, it's a fantastic fridge. It's frozen up before, the lines are frozen up, so right here normally, get ourselves ice, get ourselves water. It's not a bad design inside, but you can see I've got water running down the back of it. So what exactly is occurring? Let's take a look in here. So right now, I've got this set up where I've got two hair dryers. Those two hair dryers are warming everything up in here because this back panel is frozen. Actually, that has really loosened up since I started doing that. But it's still, back behind this is not the condenser coil, but basically where the refrigerant runs, it cools everything. And around the outside of that whole thing, all the way around it, there's actually a heating element, and that heating element keeps that free from ice. If you've ever worked anywhere that has large cooling systems, you know that those things ice up, they freeze up, especially when they're running super hard. So I'm working on that right now, trying to get it completely ungunked up, tore it apart. I'm mad at myself because I did this one time before. When I did it before, I didn't take a piece of copper wire and run it from the heating element down into that tray that collects all the ice. So, yep, you can see yourself. So anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. This is just kind of like the first step. This is a first video. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of where I am, what I'm trying to do right now. And as those hair dryers run for a little bit, I'm not waiting for 24 hours to defrost that thing. We'll get it completely defrosted, completely set up, and ready to go. So I hope you guys are having a good day. This is what I'm doing to keep myself busy while it's wet and rainy outside. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. We'll walk outside the front door here. This is what it looks like. This is we're in February. This is February in North Carolina. It's pretty interesting how the weather is pretty consistent in the month of January, pretty warm, pretty balmy. Get into February and you get this. Typically, if we're gonna get snow, we get it in the month of February. I have no idea with the weather patterns down in the Caribbean that push moisture up here, if that's what the issue is, but lawn's still green. Okay, so we are to step number 2. You can see I've had this closed. I've had the hair dryers running in here with the actual door closed for a while, and it is quite warm. So let's take a look at what we're actually gonna see here, because our next step is to pull this panel off. So I'm gonna take these out of here. And actually it worked out really well to have those set up on that shelf. And I will say this, I'm not sure how to get the light on in here, but okay. There are tabs on each side. There's an arrow indicating each tab. Arrow, arrow, arrow. Okay, so you've got to take out 2 screws here at the bottom. You got screw here, you get a screw in the middle, you get a screw at the top. You got to make sure that one at the very top has got this piece, and it's just a little decorative piece that comes off, and there's a screw behind it. So then the next step, I'd love to get these lights on here. Dare I close this and try to see if that'll kick it on? It does nothing. All right, well, we tried. Anyway, okay, this panel then is gonna come off, and there are a couple different jumpers, okay? And when I say jumpers, I mean, there's a fan here, and that fan is getting electrical power from up here, and that's real simple. We're just gonna pop that loose, and we're gonna pull that piece out of there, okay? And there's some releases underneath there. I'm gonna use a screwdriver to do that. But you can already see that these coils are iced up. Now this is the area that I was talking about. This pan takes this water, and you can see that it's already iced up down here. There's a drain hole, okay? If that drain hole isn't free, then the water runs down, and you can see here, runs down into your fridge. We're getting there. I just pulled that jumper off. And I also have a flashlight. So this should show us, you can see right down in there. Let's flip it the other direction. See right down in there, ice all the way across. So our next step is to continue to defrost this and pull some of the frost off of this here. It would probably help if I could turn off the fridge too. It's what? Is it broken? You say broke? Okay. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Next step, we're gonna put the hair dryers in here and get that running. Well, here we are at the back of the fridge, and I just removed the panel that is in front of all of this. And this is your evaporation tray down here, and you've got water coming off of I think this is going to be your freezer, and this is going to be your fridge. So my question is, are we actually getting anything out of there? Have we got any blockage? What does it look like? And this looks like there's been nothing through it in a long, long while. That is nice and dry. This guy is, you can actually see through that. So at some point it was probably running a lot of water through it, but it is currently not running a lot of water through it. So this was going to be my next step. Are we having any issues on this end? And to check that. But as I pull each piece off, looks clean, looks clear, which is positive. Got no problem with that. You can actually see all the way through that. This piece connects to this piece. This piece connects to this piece. And then that feeds your evaporation tray, which is bone dry. So what does that tell us? It tells us that we've got a clog in the line further up somewhere. Okay, so the next step is to see if we can get some movement up or down that line. Super excited about this. Fridge works. Set this to forced defrost, and what a forced defrost does is it turns this element on all the way around. The other thing too, I just wrapped some of this around. It doesn't seem like that's conducting anything, but any points where it touches, it conducts heat, and then I just jam those down into the hole there. And guess what? Right now, this thing actually drains. Let's take a look here. Gone. And hopefully with those add-ons it won't ice up. So there we go. I'm gonna put the fridge back together. Time lapse that. Thank you guys for watching. This is what I did for the last 2 days. Fridge. As we come over here, open this up, let the light or the white balance adjust. A little close to the counter there. You can see we're all back in here. Everybody's back. Drawers are back in. Things are functioning. I don't have water leaking out on the floor down here. Pretty excited about it. Just what I did the last 2 days. Thought I'd share it with you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be posting a lot more of these. Thanks. Have a great one.